Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I'm Lindsay, and today we have a slow and gentle restorative yoga class. Rather than moving through a lot of different poses, today we're going to hold a handful of poses for longer periods of time. This, coupled with breath work, will help the mind and body to shut down, rest, and relax. This class is great for you if you have a hard time falling asleep at night, if you have trouble turning off your brain, or if you have an injury and need to just take it easy with your practice today. You'll want to have a few props handy: a folded blanket, a bolster or pillow, and a set of blocks. If you don't have a set of blocks, grab something similar like books or small pillows. If you're looking to purchase any of these props, I've got some recommendations for you. You can find all of my favorite yoga products in the show notes. The theme for today is Pratyahara, which is the fifth limb of yoga from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. In the context of restorative yoga, Pratyahara is a withdrawal from the input of senses so that you might pull your senses inside and quiet your nervous system. The state of our nervous system is either parasympathetic, causing us to relax, or sympathetic, causing us to be on guard and reactionary. Restorative yoga triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting a sense of calm and lowering stress levels. You can look at the senses as a gateway that allows externals to come into the mind. Take a moment to think of just how much input we take in each day with the use of technological devices alone. This sort of constant input creates stress on the nervous system, creating a breeding ground for conditions like anxiety and depression. For today's class, we're going to close that gate and limit the input of our senses, allowing our nervous systems to reset, relax, and transition us into sleep. So before we begin, just take a moment and adjust your environment to reflect this. You might want to move to a quieter location, maybe draw the curtains or turn down the lights. And although it's common to accompany aromatherapy with yoga, for today, maybe opt to eliminate any smells from your practice. Let's begin in a wide child's pose. Sit with your hips on your heels and spread your knees out wide, bringing your toes to touch. Place your bolster or pillow in between your thighs. And gently melt your upper body over to rest on top. You also might want to fold your yoga mat in half or place a folded blanket under your knees to maximize your comfort here. The arms can be extended out in front or resting next to the body effortlessly. Child's pose is the most common resting pose of any yoga practice, so feel free to rest here at any point today. Remember to listen to your body, asking yourself, what does my body need right now? Yoga should never be painful, so check in with yourself often and adjust your poses accordingly. Once you've settled in, begin to connect with your breath by taking some deep inhales and exhales. Really feel yourself surrender into your bolster or pillow, finding extra space and relaxation. Take one or two more big inhales and big exhales here. And when you're ready, slowly rise up, remove the bolster or pillow, and set it off to the side. Then bring your legs around to a comfortable seated position with your legs crossed. Sit up nice and tall here, finding length in the spine, and rest your hands on your knees. We're going to gently warm up the spine by doing a seated variation of cat and cow. As you inhale, arch your back, slightly lean forward, leading with your heart, and bring your gaze up for a slight back bend. Now exhale and round your back, holding onto your knees with your arms extended, and look down towards your navel. Continue to move with your breath like this a few more times. If sitting cross-legged like this is uncomfortable, or if you have trouble sitting up tall, try sitting with your knees bent about 6 to 8 inches away from your pelvis. The movement will be the same, leaning forward with the back arched on the inhale and holding onto the knees while rounding the back on the exhale. Bring your spine back to a neutral position. For supported bridge pose, come to lie on your back with your knees bent and feet relatively hip distance apart. Place your yoga block under your sacrum at the lowest height. The arms can cactus out to the sides, or you may want to place one hand on your belly and one on your heart. If you feel you can't fully relax your legs, option to walk the feet out mat distance and let the knees drop inwards towards one another. We'll hold here for a few minutes and practice some deep breathing. Think of your torso and abdomen as a cup of water. As you breathe, imagine filling and emptying it in sections. Let's try it together. Begin inhaling through the nose. First, filling up the abdomen, next the ribs, next the heart and lungs, and lastly the chest. Hold here, lifting the belly and pelvic floor. And exhale through the nose, empty through the chest first, next the heart and lungs, then the ribs, and lastly the abdomen. Good. Now take some natural inhales and exhales through the nose and just relax here for a few more moments. Take one last breath here, and when you're ready, remove the block from underneath you and place it to the side. We'll remain lying down on the back for reclined bound angle pose. Bend the knees and pull your feet closer to your pelvis. Then gently open the knees out to the sides, allowing the soles of your feet to touch. Option to place your blocks under your knees to lessen the intensity of the stretch in your inner thighs. Arms can open to the sides or rest on your belly. Now reconnect with your breath, taking some nice long breaths here. Finish up your last breath here, then bring your knees together and slowly stretch your legs long and come up to seated. Grab your bolster and blanket for our next pose. For supported forward fold, bend the knees slightly and place a bolster or blanket underneath the knees. Next, place another bolster or pillow on top of your thighs. Hinging from the hips, fold forward until your stomach and upper body is resting on the bolster. Add as many bolsters as you need to feel comfortable here. Take some big breaths here and feel yourself letting go with each exhalation. Begin to bring your awareness back to present. And when you're ready, bring yourself back to seated and remove your props. For supine spinal twist, come to lie down on your back. Pull the knees into the chest and give yourself a big squeeze. Now slowly drop the knees over to the right. Option to straighten the bottom leg out long if that feels good to you, or to place a bolster underneath the knee. Both shoulders should remain rooted to the mat. Extend your arms out to the sides and shift your gaze in the opposite direction as your knees. Inhale and fill your lungs all the way up, and exhale deeper into this twist. On your next inhale, bring your knees back to center, then switch sides. Drop your knees over to the left side, stretching the leg out long if that feels good to you. Prop your knee up with a block or bolster and extend your arms out to the side. Shift your gaze away from your knees. Breathe deeply here, big inhales and big exhales. On your next inhale, slowly bring your knees back to center and give them one more big squeeze. Maybe roll back and forth on the mat if that feels good. For supported fish pose, grab a bolster or long pillow and place it behind you so that the short edge is touching your lower back. Gently lay down on the bolster with your legs out long in front of you and your arms dropping out to the side. Turn your palms up if you feel the need to receive light and energy, or maybe turn them down if you feel the need to be grounded. Inhale through your abdomen and into your ribs, through your heart and lungs and up through the chest. Hold here, lifting the belly and pelvic floor. And exhale through your chest, then down through your heart and lungs, down through your ribs, and lastly down through your belly. Now take some natural breaths as you rest and relax in this pose. We'll end our practice here today. Gently relax the muscles in your face and allow your body to become heavy. For the next few minutes, allow your mind and body to be at peace. Reflecting back on our theme today of Pratyahara, take a moment to check in and see how your mind and body feel with the removal of sensory input. You might be feeling less anxious and more relaxed. You might have found better perspective or more peace in this moment. In many ways, Pratyahara is about going inwards. Go inside, observe your thoughts, feel sensations, and honor emotions without judging yourself. Accept yourself in this moment and realize you are enough. You can stay in this pose as long as you like. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. We'll see you next time. Namaste.